kids. We are live and on the air. At least we think we are. It is Jason and Keith coming to you from another planet, and hopefully everything looks good to you. We are good afternoon, PJ, with your extra hour of the day we do not have yet. So we need to work on that. Anyway, we are, in fact, live from, let me see here. Is there anything else I can turn off? Nope. Must just be the chicken. Okay. Just some weird, I bought a new computer, so I haven't really configured it fully for this. I haven't given it the full rundown, but seems to be working okay. Let me try something here. Let's see if we can get the Keith solo cam. Is that working? That's working. Say hi, Keith.
Hey, everybody.
Happy
daylight saving time.
Here's the Jason solo cam if we ever want to. So that may be what's making it cause slow. Got to be something. But anyway, and we're live, and we are glad to have you along. Those of you who decided to join us, gentlemen. Ray's here. Hi, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
So it's been another fantastic week of, I don't want to say COVID. COVID's been pretty quiet this week, hasn't it?
It actually has. Yeah, it's been a week of, well, since about Wednesday, a week of cold rain.
Right. Yeah, it's the weather turned yet again. I think people were really counting on the fact that it was like near spring, and it was not near spring. It was just winter going, hey, I'm still here. And if you don't believe that, watch this. And then the weather turned pretty well. So we are 3 days out from St. Patrick's Day, being, I believe, a quarter Irish. We are on that. And let me tease our bracket here tonight, which is right here. It is the movie sayings bracket, brought to you courtesy of my dad. He's the one who had that idea. So, so we have that coming up very soon. And much, much more. How was your week?
The week was good. Got a lot of things done. Got a lot of things almost done. But you know how it is. We're always waiting on a quote from somebody or somebody to get back to us or what have you.
There's always a what have you.
Congratulations on being the Service Culture Spotlight.
Don't even fucking get me started with that. Don't even know. No.
Did you feel that poke I just gave you?
That was a good one. No, that's not right.
No, it's it was a week today, or I didn't even put shoes on yesterday.
Right.
It was just shitey outside.
Right.
And today started off about the same way, but I actually had to adult today. I went grocery shopping. I paid my bills, did my taxes, fixed my own dinner, which I have to because nobody loves me and nobody will come cook for me. I did contact my cleaning lady, though.
Okay.
And apparently, now just to go back, when Germany shuts everything down, when they go into lockdown, they build a provision into their law, if you will, their restrictions that say for a company that has 50 or more people, you get 75% of last year's income. For 50 or less, you get 70%. That way people can still get paid. You're not going to be able to live the way you did in 2019, but you can pay the bills.
Okay.
Now, so if you do work, and she could come in here while I'm at work and clean, and I would pay her. She would give me a receipt, leave money for her. But if she reported that, which she should, she would go against the referendum that comes out for money to get, or for businesses to get this money. So
right.
When I said, did you fire me? Was my place that grody or whatever? And
grody.
She said, no, absolutely
That's such a
not.
Great 80s word.
Grody. She said, no, we just haven't been able to work now that we're able to do it. She said, I will contact you in a week or two to get back into your house to start cleaning. Now, I'm the only one who lives here. My house is not horrible.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The shower may be because, hey, I know somebody's going to clean it. I don't clean it. I did last week. I found out something about Germany. Every German bathroom, every German toilet has a toilet brush next to it.
Yes. How did you not know that by now?
No, that I knew.
Oh,
I did not know that that, in America, hey, we leave skid marks, right?
America. Well,
And
hey, all right, we're
but
getting into a whole new area of the show now.
but here you are not supposed to. If you leave skid marks, by God, you're supposed to use that brush
Yeah,
every time.
yeah.
So I didn't know that. So there. Other than that, it was it was a good week, good weekend, except for the weather.
Congratulations to America. You have daylight saving time now. That is on your started, I guess today. You lost an hour of sleep or whatever it is you think you lost. And so that started today. What's your opinion on daylight saving? Do you keep it? Do you make it normal? What do you do with daylight saving?
I like it like this. I
Yes,
like
most people
more
do.
daylight in the day,
Yeah,
more golfing time on the weekends,
right.
and even maybe after work. In fact, the two Republican senators for Oklahoma have put forth a bill to keep it, and I forget what they call it. Now, remember, daylight saving time was made for farmers.
Right.
In the longer hours of the day, they moved the hours ahead so you could start earlier in the morning and have more daylight to work the fields, to work the ranches, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But, to me, it's now, while that still is part of the deal, it's more about just having more daylight in the day, more hours with sunlight. And I think it's a good thing to keep it like this.
Yeah.
Or like this in the States. It's not here yet. We have another 2 weeks, but keep it as it is during the spring and summer.
I agree. The challenge, I think, is that you're still getting the early morning hours that don't have any light. So you're pushing the sunrise basically until like 8 in the morning. But yeah, I agree. We should just stick it here and leave it here. And I think, it's definitely a business provision. It's not really a, like not human beings should do this. It's like, no, that's not what should happen. So, let's see. Did you get your stimulus check yet?
There's a joke in there somewhere. No, let me rephrase that. It shows up in my bank account, but it hasn't been added to my, what do you want to call it? It hasn't been added into my account. It's there, but it hasn't been added to my
maybe the better question is,
balance.
are you getting a stimulus check?
Yes.
I'm not.
Because, really? Why not?
Neither is Dee Dee. No. Well, apparently we make too much money or something.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's why it's
I don't know.
It's not added into my balance then.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. So yeah, no stimulus payments here. J-Lo and A-Rod breaking up. What about that?
So you're saying there's a chance.
I see you on your phone. You don't look very interested.
No,
I think the big news of the week. I think the big news is they're on the screen. They're all the comments are on the screen. They're coming. Oh, but you're getting them late. I'm seeing them real time. I always forget that.
I got out of my watch party and went to the show. So hey, yeah. Okay. So J-Rod, A-Rod, and J-Lo breaking up. Please allow me to show you my shocked face.
Too funny.
It's whatever. Who cares?
And
the royal family. Who cares?
It's definitely a who cares. The thing that was interesting that everybody was talking about this week was the Oprah interview with the royals. And, right. They were bashing the fact that they were at someone else's house, which was palatial, and it was Oprah who makes billions and royal family members who have millions, and, them sort of saying, here's how we, show us on the doll where the royal family hurt us, right?
Right.
So I think the criticism was well warranted in a lot of ways, and here's why. So when we have these big national issues, I know we report the shit out of them, like George Floyd and things like that. But Oprah didn't sit down with his parents or family members and sort of get that into the national conversation. Although it was the national conversation, but they didn't. It wasn't an Oprah interview, right? So I mean, I understand that the United States has a very strange weird fascination with the royal family, even more so than any other country. And I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't figured out why the United States does. I mean, I get that's sort of where we started from, but we are a melting pot might not be the wrong word. Somebody said a salad. I think that was, right now we're getting eaten by China, I guess, right? So in any case, you have you have this interview, and people are fascinated, but I don't know that they're as fascinated as they were when, say, Diana was the princess, because attractive woman, all that stuff. Wah wah wah. But I guess the point is, my bigger point is, I just don't understand why America's so fucking fascinated with the royal family as much as people like my dad and everyone else shoots their guns into the air and says freedom. And, I know it's not my dad, but, we have many people who are just like, yeah, we broke away from those people, so we didn't have to have a royal family.
Right.
But, where I see it most is like on the Today Show and other places. They're just like, and here's your royal report. Like, who gives a shit, and that's irritating. But I didn't see the interview. I don't really care about the interview. But it was kind of what was talked about this week, right?
Could not agree more. Now, I was interested, like I said, I was interested in Diana for obvious late, teenage boy reasons.
Right.
And I did watch the coverage of her death. That was, and PJ will tell you, that was right before I got married. We were all watching it and all that. It was like a week or whatever it was, a month before I got married, whatever. Yeah. And did you disappear? And so that was the last time I was interested. Saw a great meme over since the interview that I haven't cared about the Royals since 1776.
Yeah.
So it's again, like you, I don't understand.
We have an inexorable bond. We have an inexorable bond with England and UK, as we do with many countries. To be fair, because we, again, we draw so much of our population from divergent cultures, but England sort of gets the top spot for a lot of reasons. And again, okay, we have a relationship, we're allies, all this other stuff, but it weirds me out how, like, you pop on the Today Show and Savannah Guthrie gushes about the Royals for 15 minutes and you're like, why is that necessary? I mean, what is that? I don't know. It's very strange to me.
Well, it's because they know they're going to get viewers because America loves the Royals for some reason. So they do a 15-minute segment on it.
Right.
There's so many things that we as a country could be talking about right now, whether you want to say social things or even good things. More and more people are getting vaccinated. The numbers are going down in the U.S. Governors are still making idiotic decisions. Of course, I called it. The Oklahoma governor followed suit with the Texas governor and took away all COVID restrictions. Stores are open 100%. Restaurants are open 100%. No mask mandate.
Right.
Governor Stidiot. His name is Governor Stitt. Governor Stidiot. It just drives me crazy. And just to remind everybody what we're at right now, and Jason and I alluded to it, is right now it's pretty chill here in Germany. We've opened up stores, but only so many people per the size of the store can go in at one time. There's lines outside waiting to get in. Coming up on the 22nd, assuming our numbers don't bloom, you can go in and eat outdoors at a restaurant. Which, if you're a restaurant that doesn't have outdoor dining, you're kind of screwed. It's still takeout. But they're not opening up totally to let people back into restaurants. They're taking a measured approach. And I made this point on somebody's Facebook page the other day. I said the numbers are going to go back up. You watch. I said, you know what works? Shutting down for 2 months. Paying those people, like I've already discussed, paying those people a percentage of their last year's income. Shutting everything down and only keeping essential places open. Having a mask mandate. That kind of thing. And then you open up slowly. You know what? it works because you and I have the advantage of seeing the number of cases every day.
Right.
And those numbers are down. And what they do is they look at the 7-day index. What that means is the number of cases per 100,000 people. Just lost your video.
It's coming back.
So there you are. So if the number in Germany in a particular place is 50 or less per 100,000 people, you're good. They get to open things up. But the moment it goes above that, you're done.
Right.
And you're back to where you were with restrictions and curfews and things like that.
So, yeah, I think we're sort of at the end of our rope with, unless we declare some sort of weird martial law, which I don't want to happen. But there aren't enough smart people who aren't going to go out on spring break or something like that and just fuck this thing up. And, you know, there's already reports of people gathering and so on and so forth. And, you know, Germany's already said there's a third wave coming, or that's here. I don't know. Didi has said pretty bluntly, you know, because we're excited to get back. And I've mentioned on the show before, travel is part of her morale. Yeah. And, you know, it's part, and you and I have talked about this before too. It's part of the reason why we're here.
Hey, Jim Elliott.
And the problem is that if like Italy's going to lock down again. So I mean, if we go into a complete lockdown again, Didi's going to go back to the States because there's at least stuff to do there, and she could be with her her extended family. But I you know, again, I've had a couple times here on the show. I've talked about, you know, I'd reached my okay, I'm at that point now. I'm pretty frustrated. Right. We're pretty done with this, and it just kind of, you know, it's not a good deal. So, in any case, yeah, that's I think that's, you know, as far as the local hour. I mean, the COVID is local hour thing. Our grocery store caught on fire again. So last week we talked about how the local grocery store is called Penny. It's right down the street. It's literally like quarter mile, if that. Yeah. And you to your credit pointed it out correctly. It burned down completely last week. Well, this morning Didi was on the way to the bakery to get bread, and she saw smoke, so she walked toward the grocery store, and sure enough, it was back on fire again. And so she thought she was going to be the first one to dial, you know, 113 or whatever, 112, and like 6 people had already done it, which was good. And then, of course, they all swarmed the fire and they put it out again, and then they left. Apparently, there was a cardboard baler machine in the back, and apparently still had power, and it caught fire, which was so much fun. Let's see.
I'm more upset about the weather right now than I am about not traveling. I plan to travel as I can, obviously. There's places I want to go. Right now, I want to go golfing, and can't do that with the it was 38 degrees when I drove to the commissary today, and of course I go right by the golf course, and there were people out there with umbrellas and pushing their carts, and that they have a lot more testicular fortitude than I do to play golf to do that.
That's an interesting word for it, testicular fortitude. Yeah. Yes. No, it's still too cold. It's still too cold. So let's clarify that. In any case, hang on one second. I'm just trying to repair my video as best I can. Ooh, I don't want to hear myself. Why am I hearing myself?
Well, we got it. You might as well too.
I don't want to hear myself. Oh well. Anyway. Okay, so I got some photos I want to show you. I can't handle that.
Oh boy.
Let me turn that down.
Love
1
your
2
guitar
1 2.
over your left shoulder there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
1 2. All right, so good. I now I don't have to hear myself. All right. Okay. So one more thing before we get to these photos. Did you hear about the artist named Beeple who sold a non-fungible token piece of artwork, digital piece of artwork for $66 million?
I've heard the name. I didn't know what he did because I didn't care. So what is that about?
Okay, so coincidentally, I've been following Beeple for about 6 months, and he's done this actually longer than that. It was before Trump got disenrolled, and he used to do these parodies of Trump and North Korea, and they were brilliant. He's a brilliant 3D artist, and he made some of these into video. Well, I guess his quest was to do like one of these each day, and he's a professional 3D artist. He's worked in advertising. He's done some other things. So this isn't like outside of his skill set at all. Well, getting into the sort of encryption and Bitcoin and something called blockchain, which I don't fully understand, but kind of do. And I think we talked a little bit about this last week with this latest offering from NBA with their digital highlights that they sell. Essentially, what he's selling is he's selling you the video, and you own the video for whatever that means. And that non-fungible token, which a fungible token would be like a quarter, if you want to get this detailed. That non-fungible token that goes with that, it was worth $66 million. It was bought by a real buyer. The buyer came out like 3 days ago. So I just want to say that I have no idea what almost any of this means. I've studied blockchain for a while. There's Daniel Nathaniel. Hello. George Brown is here.
Hey, Daniel
Dad's
Nathaniel.
here. PJ's here. Ray's here. I saw Ray earlier. Who else is here? I think that covers everybody who's checked in on the chat. If you're here, chime in on the chat and say hi. I count 6 of you, so that can't be everybody yet. I don't understand this, and I'm usually pretty good with this stuff, and I haven't quite got it yet. I know that blockchain is when you it just guarantees a sort of confidence and non-forgery down the line. Blockchain is supposed to revolutionize essentially how we do sales and how we do all sorts of things, but it's a sort of cryptographic means of authentication and things like that. Like if you had an autograph from Sandy Koufax, like I do, there'd be some fungible or blockchain token of that. But I don't quite understand this. I need to take a crash course on it. But he made $66 million essentially selling his video art. So there's that. All right. So coming up in 8 minutes, because we're going to start early on the bracket. Here's the bracket right here. All 16 of those ready to go. We're going to get started early at 8:30. So we're trying to get a bunch of stuff in. So you've got I'm Walking here and a few others, but we'll get to those in a minute. You could still get a prediction in until 8:30, and then I will. Why is high CPU usage detected? Why is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, I bet that's what it is. I bet it's the bracket. Let's put that back up there, see what happens. In any case, you still have 8 minutes, 7 minutes to get your prediction in if you haven't done so. This week's prediction will be for the mythical T-shirt that a couple have gotten and others still need to get. So there's that. Okay, let's show these pictures off. Let's take a look at this first picture. This is a picture. It's the picture I put up earlier this week of. It says, "Yo, so did you get your Pfizer or Moderna from the spring breaky type thing?" And it perfectly summarizes, I think, what's going to happen this spring. Remember that?
I love that girl too, by the way.
I know. And she's now the debate on my wall was: is she holding a ferret, a groundhog, or what is she holding there? That's key. Nobody's quite figured that out yet. So, I don't think it's.
I didn't get down to her hands.
Yeah, rumor is Chicago. We'll do.
Eyes.
Watching a Godzilla movie, I know, Dad. I'm not sure what's wrong. I'm going to have to flush out my computer after this broadcast. But there's something going on between the software and the broadcast, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't think I have too many elements. But anyway, that was the first funny picture of the week. All right, this next picture is for everybody else. Rumor is Chicago wants Wilson. We'll try to get in a little sports before we start the bracket because I've got a few things. All right, here's pick 2. All right, this is a pic of Keith in his brand new television show, which is called The Garrison Week in Review. And this is a little clip of him doing that. And I thought you all need, if you haven't seen the videos, we recommend going to facebook.com/army.rp, and all the videos are there. This is the what?
I have to wait for it to pop up on the phone because I'm not seeing it as you're talking about it on our non-lag time. So this you could have picked a better picture of me.
No, I like that one. Really so this was actually, I think, this was only like a 3-take week. We've had 7 take weeks, and we've had 1 take weeks. So this was a good week. This was the first fully produced green screen show, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And so wanted you all to see that and take a look at that. All right. Now you can't spend a lot. You cannot spend a lot of time on this next one. All right. I'm just telling you that right up front. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Again, I have to wait for it to pop up on the screen here.
All right. This is the press release from Matt Rowan.
Say something about it.
And this is where he offers his most sincere apologies for the inappropriate comments he made because he's a racist.
Yes.
And he blames type 1 diabetes on it, which I thought was. Yeah. And somebody remarked, I guess it only affects him. It only affects the diabetes attacks only affect him with 1 in 8 people in the world or something like that, which was perfect. Right. This guy's such a fucking bullshitter. Yeah, he's the worst.
Thank you. Yeah, and for him to pull diabetes into it. And so what that makes me, as a diabetic, that makes me think, oh, shit. Now, prospective employers are going to wonder, hey, is this diabetic going to come to work with high sugar one day and make a racist comment? I will tell you, and I put this on numerous Facebook pages, that over 35 years, my sugar tends toward the high side. And I never have a problem with high blood sugar making me racist.
Okay.
I never have my high blood sugar makes me tired. The world is moving in molasses. I just want to take a nap, and I pee a lot because that's coming out. That sugar has to come out somewhere.
But you never
where
felt the
I
urge
get
to say
into
the
trouble
N-word.
with my language, with being short-tempered and all that, is low blood sugar, as most diabetics are. So he's looking for an escape route. I'm not giving him that route, and I'm calling bullshit straight off the bat.
Well,
because
it is bullshit.
Not once in low or high blood sugar have I ever uttered a racial slur.
No, because you're not a racist. Of course, when you get to low blood sugar, you're going to sort of get to your reptilian brain, and you're just on survival mode, and you're going to say things to get out of pain. So you're just in your most simplistic mode. If you're a racist, guess what? It's going to come out. You're not a racist. So I mean, the guy's a racist. So that's enough of that. All right.
My worst time, I was in a staff meeting, and for the newspaper I was the editor of, and there was lots of gabbing. I said, "Can we get back to the fucking meeting, please?"
I've done that anyway.
And I mean, there is that. And every head turned towards me, and I realized what I'd done. I said, okay, I need a candy bar. I'm sorry. So, as the commercial, I need a Snickers.
Right.
You're not yourself, if whatever.
You're not yourself.
No, but this guy is full of shit. And I'll tell that to his face.
He's totally full of shit. I agree. Let me see here. Just doing some checking on something real quick. Okay, so it's over there. All right, we'll figure out what's going on there. March Madness, real quick. There are 3 big colleges who may not make it, but the NCAA says they're good with it. This is all COVID stuff. Of course, this tournament is all about money, and so they're trying to get as many colleges. The NCAA hasn't decided whether or not if they will replace teams that fall out. So they'll bring in some substitution scrub team, who could win or whatever. They just want to get it on TV. Any thoughts on that?
No, it's college basketball. I don't have much thought on it.
Yeah.
But you're exactly right. It's all about the money. And I think we're going to see the NFL do that. And again, we'll go back to talking about, wait till after spring break and look what happens. And I can't believe there's already there's college basketball, and there's even some scrimmages or something. I may be thinking outside my head here. Some college football going on, but that can't be right.
No, that's not right. It's too early because those players are playing basketball right now.
Right.
So
disregard that.
Disregard. Okay. The last thing I'll say is, so do you know who Yo-Yo Ma is?
I do.
Many people of our age do know who Yo-Yo Ma is. I think all of you do as well. But Yo-Yo Ma is if you don't, is a very famous cellist.
He does yo-yos.
While he's celloing. It's the greatest vaudeville accents, Burns and Stevens. So, any hoodles. Let's see. Am I missing messages? No. Nobody's said anything, I guess, in a little while. So Yo-Yo Ma is got his COVID shot. And, you have to wait 15 minutes after your shot so you don't explode or, go into a Bill Gates frenzy or whatever it might be. So he broke out his cello and played a 15-minute concert. How about that shit? To be wherever Yo-Yo Ma is getting his shot and he's throwing down. That would be great. That would be like, were he still alive, Eddie Van Halen, just, all right, I got 15 minutes. All right, let me just play Eruption and my guitar solo for 15 minutes. So I'm all down with that. All right. I think
I bet he's not celloing. I bet he's not celloing the next day. That arm's going to be sore. If
no shit. Yeah. In other news, I got my 3D printer working again. So this is just a little test print.
Nice.
So it is operational again. It wasn't operational for a very long time, partly because Annabelle never used it and she didn't show any interest. But I've got some new ideas, so I got it up and running again. And I've still got to work on getting my resin printer up again. And that's all I got. Did you have anything else you wanted to get to before we start bracket talking? Because it's about movies, and we always get into movies.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Yes, sir.
Last night. Some of the best fights I remember from my childhood. Well, my early years on up. Him and Hearns, him and Sugar Ray. Rest in peace, Marvin Hagler.
All right, I got to turn off the bracket real quick. Make sure nobody can sneak in a.
I do have a story, if you don't mind.
Go ahead while I'm crawling up fixing the bracket.
Yeah, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I have a 6 degrees of separation.
Right.
Some passengers on a flight from Florida to New Jersey were left feeling salty after their flight was delayed by a man discharging pepper spray on board the plane. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
The plane for United Flight 1061 from Fort Myers to Newark. So it's going to be one of those smaller regional jets, right? On Monday was taxiing and preparing to take off when a passenger said he accidentally hit the pepper spray on his keychain. Pepper spray is not permitted in carry-on bags, according to the TSA. Passengers can bring 1 4-ounce container of mace or pepper spray in checked baggage. Now, if you remember, Jason.
Yes, sir.
I had dropped my daughter Cassidy off after her week here.
All right.
And I'm halfway home from Frankfurt, and I get a call. She is crying. So my immediate thought was she missed her plane. Dad, I'm in the security office. They found my mace.
I recall some of this, yes.
My response was not, are you okay? What can I do?
Annie, are you okay?
What are you doing with mace on your keychain?
I seem to remember that as well.
Yes. So and then I thought, be dad. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm filling out a report, and are you going to make your flight? Yeah, they think so. I said, okay. She said, Dad, I've flown all around the U.S. with this on my keychain.
Right.
She was the manager for her college basketball team. They flew to Wyoming and other places. And so my thought is, how in the hell does this happen? You have to put your keys. We all know if you've flown in the last 10 years, so since 2011, or 2001, that you have to put your keys into a little bowl that goes into the X-ray machine.
Right.
So it's seen by X-ray, and it's seen by the second person on the X-ray machine.
Right.
How the hell does a little can of mace get through TSA?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good rant.
It's not a COVID rant today.
It's not. I think it goes back to something we've talked about before, which is it's kind of like, you walk in somewhere that's looking better. Okay, I think that's what it was. You walk in somewhere and whoever is at the barrier at the gate is going to stop you or might not stop you. I mean, you just don't know. And some guy will be Mr. I fought the law and the law won, and he'll kill you to the nth degree on it. So, but she's okay. Okay,
she's okay. The passengers were okay. Everybody's okay. Okay.
All right. So we're going to start the bracket now. Sorry about that. I wanted to. I had to kill one scene and trade another, but. Here is the bracket. Damn it, it's echoing again. Hang on.
I don't hear an echo, but apparently they do on the air. On the Facebook page.
I hear it. and I hear it from you too. So that means I gotta just something stupid. Don't do that. What the hell? This is so weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
All right, I'm pumped now.
Don't say anything. I'm warning you. Please, come on. Wow, this is weird. Mute. Bitch, mute. Don't say anything. Wow, this is very strange. We got some. There it goes. Okay. And I need to hit the apply button now, though. Can I do that, please? There we go. Okay, now you're not echoing. All right, we're here. Welcome to the bracket. Those of you predicted, there were 11 of you. Congratulations to those of you who got a bracket in. I'm not going to be able
silently, by the way.
I'm not going to be able to bring it up until the very end because, again, there's some kind of high CPU burden going on my computer, and it's causing a strain on both of the. Actually, it looks like I did something, and I stopped the browser, and it seems to have cleared it up a little bit. But we're going to have to fix it the whole way around. So, in any case, we have 16 entries this week, which is why we wanted to start a little early. So we're a little early. I wanted to start 8:30 or 8:36. So here we go. So did we think about all the changes we wanted to make? Yes. Was there some we had to leave out? Yes. Greg, my friend, pointed out where was I know. I love you, I know, from Empire Strikes Back, which was on there, but I bumped it to give the bracket a little more variety. And there were many others that love the smell of napalm in the morning. Of course, that's one of my dad's, Vietnam veteran. That's, of course, a go-to, and so on and so on and so on. So what I'm saying is here are the 16 that we are going to choose from. And actually, I just realized something. Do I have Chrome installed? No, it's no big deal. Because I got to make the choices. I could write them down, but all right. So let's get you started on what is here. Wow, there really is I'll just write them down for this week. Okay.
I knew most of them. I think there were 2 I had to check on.
Okay. You have I'm Walking Here, which I believe is from Dog Day Afternoon. And that is a Dustin Hoffman line. Car comes up, stops, and goes, I'm walking here. And I think it's one of those lines because it epitomizes New Yorkers everywhere, and they love that line. Go ahead, make my day.
Do you think it was a scripted moment, or do you think it was a New York moment and he just went with it?
I don't know. Probably might have been either. Depending on what the driver was told to do by the director. I'm discovering, like Martin Scorsese's films, he's totally into improvisation. Like he'll just go, where we want to end up is here. And so there's like 3 whole scenes that people think are absolutely most memorable in like Casino and Goodfellas. They were all just sort of made up on the spot. So
right, they were ad-libbed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so it's I'm Walking Here versus Go Ahead and Make...
Dog Day Afternoon, is that where that's from?
Yeah, I believe it's Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay. All right. So
because Taxi Driver's the other one. So
I'm Walking Here.
Go Ahead and Make My Day is from Sudden Impact. It's one of the last Dirty Harry films where he's in the cafe, he pulls out the Magnum. Guy's going to do something, and Clint Eastwood says, go ahead, make my day. May the force be with you. Do I even have to explain that? I do not. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. It's, of course, from Gone with the Wind. Is said at the door as he walks away and basically says, fuck you, and leaves. I love the smell of napalm in the morning is here, so that is of course there. There's no crying in baseball, which is one of your favorites. That's there as well. Show Me the Money is from the movie. What is that from? I can't now. I'm totally blanking on the name of that
movie. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's not the name of it though.
Cuba Gooding
Jr. It's where he's a football player. Cuba Gooding Jr. is a football player. Tom Cruise is his agent. Show Me the Money is.
God.
Yeah. Complete me. You Talking to Me is from Taxi Driver, which has been debated recently as whether or not he actually imagined all of that or whether, in the movie it actually happened. Why So Serious is from Batman. God, I always screw these. The Dark Knight. It's from The Dark Knight. The Heath Ledger Joker performance, Maguire. Of course. Jerry Maguire. Thank you. So I don't have the chat up, so I didn't. Okay. I'll Have What She's Having, an incredibly memorable line from When Harry Met Sally. I'll Be Back from The Terminator, of course. to infinity and beyond, which I imagine that thing that popped up on your Facebook feed this week that they wanted to sell you that you thought looked like something else. It probably had that slogan. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Of course, from The Godfather, which is one of 2 entries on here. There were almost 3. The Dude Abides. There were probably more memorable lines, but that's the one I picked. You Can't Handle the Truth, of course, from A Few Good Men, another Tom Cruise film, a line uttered by the amazing Jack Nicholson. And then Take the Gun, Leave the Cannoli. And I put that in there for Dee Dee because that's one of her favorite lines. So we get started with I'm Walking Here versus Go Ahead, Make My Day.
I've used both those in my lexicon. I think to me, and maybe it's just, we are Gen Xers.
Yeah.
And so Sudden Impact had, and it also had, when Guns N' Roses was first hitting, they had a bit cameo in it.
Right.
So I think to me, Go Ahead, Make My Day is the better line.
So I agree with you. I think it's also we're starting to lose I'm Walking Here a little bit, right? Because New York has evolved. New York itself has evolved so much from that time, and it's just that it's an anachronism, as it were. So I mean, are there still New Yorkers like that? Yes, of course. Are they? Do they have that attitude? Of course, yeah. But I think we're starting to lose that a little bit. Whereas Go Ahead, Make My Day is pretty much part of the lexicon. So we'll choose that one. And now tonight I'm not going to be able to update you on where we are in the bracket when we get to the final 8, which is where we're going to end up. It's also really well filmed, that scene. And it was really the last appearance, I think, of the 357 Magnum as like, ooh, that's a cool gun, right? Because that's once he used it, it was done. So totally impractical for police work.
PJ says, AB, give us an encore.
Yeah, I know. AB's been singing a lot lately. So, Annabelle, they like your singing on the podcast. Thank you. She says thank you. I was going to have a camera on Annabelle, but unfortunately...
It was a 44. It was a 44 Magnum.
44 Magnum. Why did I say 357? Yeah. 44 Magnum.
I agreed with you like a dummy.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little off tonight. What do you want? All right. May the Force be with you versus Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn. It's not even a contest for me. May the Force be with you is going to move on here for me. But Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn is still a pretty credible line. It's still kind of young, actually. And the moment it happens, actually, hey, honey, could you tone it down just a little bit, please?
Sing away.
I've never had to tell her that, but I can't even hear myself in the headphones. But it's a great moment when he's standing at the doorway and that friggin' what is his name? God, Clark Gable look that he gives her. It's fantastic. But anyway, this one is May the Force be with you for me.
Oh, of course, yeah. And there's no contest. I read somewhere, I think, and I may have my movies mixed up, but I thought that that line from Gable was ad-libbed. They did a lot of takes, and that was one they chose. I don't.
Maybe the part where he says, "I don't give a damn," but I don't know that it was ad-libbed. That'd be interesting to find out.
I don't want to put that out there as canon, but I think I remember. That reading where that was ad-libbed, that line.
Interesting.
That part.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's see. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It's just got that smell. It's got that certain kind of... Then he nods and he goes, smells like victory. Great line. Fellow San Diegan Robert Duvall utters that line.
Great actor.
Either right before or right after they go surfing. In fact, I just watched that movie like 3 weeks ago. It's a great film. It's hard to watch sometimes. It's a great film. It's an amazing film, actually. And then, of course, there's no crying in baseball, which is an immortal line from Tom Hanks. He has done such amazing work, but that is the line that comes out of A League of Her Own with Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna, and Gina Davis as well. And I think there's a couple of others of well-knowns in there
Lori
that I can't
Petty.
remember. Lori Petty, a few others. So what's your choice there, bud?
Charlie doesn't surf. Thanks, Jim Heyman. This one's a tough one.
Charlie don't surf. Yeah, that's a good one.
This one's a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with "There's No Crying in Baseball."
We're gonna have to flip a coin then.
We're gonna flip. You got it.
Yeah. We're gonna flip because I'm taking "I Love the Smell of Napalm" in the morning.
Okay.
So we have the newly printed off the 3D printer Grimjack badge.
There you go.
So as usual, I will get the classy side, and you will get the not classy side. All right. Hang on.
Not classy side looks a lot like my chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. I'll flip it right here on the thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Winner.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. That's,
so I
don't have an issue with that.
I love the smell. Moves on. Okay. I haven't done a write down bracket in a long time. All right. Still got a ways to go. Show me the money versus you talking to me. Two immortal lines. So it was revealed recently, however, that De Niro got the characterization for that line from a Bruce Springsteen concert. Oh, I got to move the camera back, don't I?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did see that. Yes.
Cricket. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Yeah, he got the line from a Bruce Springsteen show. So I don't know if he just liked the attitude Springsteen had on stage. Actors draw from everywhere. I'm down with that. Whatever. And then that's how that came up. And then Show Me the Money is so. All right, you go first on this one. I have opinions on Show Me the Money.
Well, other than what it represents in the movie and in sports in general, for me, I think if you were to ask somebody today, "Show me the money," as opposed to you talking to me, I don't know. I mean, that's just
it'd be a runaway.
You know what? Yeah, and I've never seen Taxi Driver all the way through.
Me either.
It's
Martin Scorsese's first film, by the way.
I'm going to go with Show Me the Money.
Yeah, okay. So the only point I wanted to make on Show Me the Money is I think the only reason why it's a memorable line is because Tom Cruise was in the film, and even then he was still the most bankable star ever. That was with version 1.0 of Renee Zellweger before she went through a pretty fair amount of plastic surgery, actually. And I think she won her Oscar right after that for some movie about West Virginian coal. I can't remember. Maybe something else. Maybe it was Bridget Jones, which I enjoyed that as well.
Bridget Jones, yeah.
But Show Me the Money is one of those lines that I think is only famous because Tom Cruise screams it 71 times. And then the news just repeats it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's not necessarily, but it appeals to, right, hustlers and entrepreneurs and side hustlers and all of that. So no disagreement with you. I'm going to take Show Me the Money, though I think many older folks would take You Talking to Me, which would be fair. But like I'm Walking Here, I think it's had its day, so to speak. So, all right. Why So Serious versus I'll Have What She's Having. Both fantastic lines. And that line actually wasn't even by one of the stars. It was by one of the people, one of the not even co-stars. It was just by one of the people who had a line, got their equity rate and took, I don't even remember the woman's name. But I was going to say that's the film that made Meg Ryan a star with Billy Crystal.
It was Billy Crystal's mom.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So
it was somebody's mom. Yeah, I think it was Billy Crystal's mom. Yeah.
That makes sense. So in any case, it made Meg Ryan's career, and it's an amazing moment because of all the things she works through to get there, and it made a huge impression on so many people. Then, Why So Serious is great line. It's so well used, and it goes great to the Joker's character and how he sort of uses it in different parts of the film. And then you go, wait a minute, he said this earlier, but now he's saying this earlier, very Christopher Nolan-esque.
Yeah.
I'm gonna surprise you here. I'm gonna pick I'll Have What She's Having. And I thought that only because I think you might have expected me to pick the comic book movie, but I'm not on board. I just think that I'll Have What She's Having is a better line.
I think I'm a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
But I'll have what she's having. And when we've done these kinds of things before, I look at the overall broad reach of a movie or a line or something like that. So I know I'm going with I'll have what she's having as well.
All right, right on.
Because I can't tell you how many women, or when I was in high school when this movie came out, how many teenage girls, not necessarily knowing what that line meant, would say, I'll have what she's having.
Right, exactly.
And
Meg Ryan was,
that moves on with me as well.
Meg Ryan was still pretty cute back then too, so that it made her a star. All right, 3 more to go. I'll be back.
Rob Reiner's mom.
Oh, it was Rob Reiner's mom. Okay. I was going to say, I think
Daniel Nathaniel.
Right on, Daniel Nathaniel. I'll be back versus To Infinity and Beyond. So somebody bitched because of the seatings, but when I do the seatings, there's a seating shuffler you can do, and I press it probably 10 or 11 times, and then I let that's what I let the seating. So, but I think I'll be back would have been better up against like Why So Serious, but either way, it's okay. So I'll be back. I just watched a bit of a documentary on the Terminator and Arnold talking about that, and he said he hated the line because he was still like up and coming Austrian actor trying to make his way, and he felt like it should be proper English. So Cameron's like, well, what do you want to say? And Arnold goes, I want to say I will be back. And Cameron goes, no. And he walks off. And that's the end of the discussion. So that's why he says, I'll be back. And he didn't want to take. And then To Infinity and Beyond is, of course, a Disney showcase of 71 films about toys, which I loved the first 2, but they Shrek'd it out.
That's
so
where I went. Yeah.
I mean, good for them though. But in any case, what do you got? Toughie, right?
I'm going with I'll be back. I say that at least twice a week to my coworker when I'm getting up to go to the restroom. I'll be back.
And you have to use the voice. If you've seen the film and that was a high impact film, you use the voice. I'll be back. Yeah. So I'm with you. That's no. There's no question there. I almost
DJ says we're disappointing him.
I almost took To Infinity and Beyond out of the. I know because we didn't include Why So Serious. I almost took To Infinity and Beyond out to include I Know, but I knew there were some Disney fans out there, so I'm trying to include us all. All right.
Yes.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. That's the worst voice ever for that. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse versus The Dude Abides. So both fantastic films, one considered probably the greatest film made of all time, or at least up in the top 3 of almost everyone's list, The Godfather. With, all these actors who are now 1 million years old, many who are dead. And then The Dude Abides from The Big Lebowski with, of course, Jeff Bridges and there's a great analysis on the Big Lebowski saying that it's mostly about emasculating men and like cutting off their penises and vaginas. And that's also what Alien's supposedly about, is the woman as a dominant, sort of species, that kind of thing. Interesting stuff. But anyway, I'm not making any. I'm just saying that's what they were about. So I don't want an argument about it. But anyway, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Is pretty incredible as far as lines go. It comes at a key time in the film. Again, one of those moments that gets repeated on specials and everywhere else. The Dude Abides. Hey, it's one of those things when you got a shit day going and you don't have a lot going on, and you get a shit task, and then you have to do it. Especially when we have to do some of the stuff we do, we go, all right, the dude abides, and that's it. You just move on. So in any case, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, I think, and I think I've seen The Godfather once, and maybe I've seen The Godfather 2 once, but I know that line, and that says something about the potency of that line. So an offer he can't refuse has to move on.
Okay.
And I've never seen Dude Abide. So where are we? Hang on. I'll have what he's having, or what she's having, goes against what? I'll be back?
I don't know yet because I haven't had a chance to click on the web browser and do that up. Let me try and bring that up now and see if hopefully I don't crash everything. Again, I think it has something to do with because I tried to connect a third webcam to bring Annabelle on, and I think that taxed the system too darn much. So, okay, last one. So start mulling this over. You can't handle the truth versus another Godfather line. Take the gun, or leave the gun, take the cannoli when they shoot the guy in the car. Go ahead. You talk about those first, and I'll bring up, see if I can get the predictions done.
Again, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of the Godfather. I just haven't seen them enough to know those kinds of things like that line. The other one is, again, another Tom Cruise movie.
Right.
But again, that is something you hear since that movie was made, every generation say.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go with, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line. And again, it has a lot, and he doesn't have to say it 5 times or yell it 5 times. He says it once. It's in character. And it comes at, Aaron Sorkin is, in my opinion, the most brilliant screenwriter that's come around in a long time.
He is really good.
And so that movie was adapted from a play, if you don't know, and kind of made into that film. And Aaron Sorkin doesn't like his lines rewritten or improvised, so those were all of his words. So you can't handle the truth. I'm just inputting the scores into the bracket so I can bring up who's winning after this. So that is a fantastic line. Leave the gun, take the cannoli is an almost a side line, but it comes up. It's actually come up a lot. I've seen it a lot more in social media, things like that. Again, that was an almost ran. It almost got taken out with To Infinity and Beyond, and I decided to keep it. I probably could have used one of the ones that Greg or someone else supplied instead of that one. I'm with you. You can't handle the truth is the one that's going to roll there too. So, all right, let me update the bracket, and I'll see if I can't get it on. I won't be able to get it on screen, and then we're gonna wrap up tonight's show. And then I will. I've discovered. So if you're listening, that this is thanks to John B. Apparently, like the last 3 episodes of the podcast didn't get uploaded to iTunes and the other places. So if you're a podcast listener and you're listening right now, we apologize for that. But so if you're listening right now, you probably got all the episodes because I'm going to upload them all tonight and tomorrow. So I apologize for that. So okay. So when we come back next week. We will have Go Ahead Make My Day versus May the Force Be With You. That's a tough one. I Love the Smell of Napalm in the Morning versus Show Me the Money. I'll Have What She's Having versus I'll Be Back. And I'm going to make Him an Offer He Can't Refuse versus You Can't Handle the Truth. All right, let's see who is winning the prediction contest. I'm guessing it's not PJ.
Or Daniel Nathaniel.
Okay, let's see. I just need to look at the points. Okay, we have an outright winner right now. 7 points in the first round. That is somebody who just wrote best war move of all time. I love this. That guy. He's in first.
Like your dad.
It might be 13 points. Oh no, he's still got 13 picks potential. 6 points. Is that a jelly donut? 5 points. Daniel Nathaniel back in the hunt. Matt's bracket. May the Force Be With You is his eventual pick. 5 there. And then Can You Smell That? That's from PJ. Actually, he's still in it at 5. John B is at 4. And then we have a few other people at 4. And then, unfortunately, my wonderful, loving stepmom, Donna Greer, is down at the bottom with 2. So that's how it works. We appreciate that you've all decided that we got so many predictions this week. I knew it would be a popular topic, though, so it didn't surprise me that we had so many picks. But that's how it goes. So, all right. So that's the bracket.
We have to finish this next week, which means I'm on the hook for the following week, right? For a bracket.
The following week, yes. So you don't have anything next week, but the week after the next, yes, is that one's yours, and they expect you to have it up on Mondays. So
as
long as it's up by Wednesday, I think we're good.
Yeah, best brand of 220 outlet adapter.
Right. Exactly. All right. Any final
I
thoughts
think
before we wrap
that's
this up?
no, it's been fun. Looking forward to this week. We're going to be busy, as we know, but that's why we came here. We came here to work and travel. Oh, wait. Yeah.
We
So we'll
came
see
here
if we can
apparently just to
travel.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got hospital
Now there
visits
are
this
already
week,
people
so
on very. You have what? I'm sorry.
a couple of hospital visits, but mostly for labs and things. So, anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Sorry about the small technical issues that we had, but we did get a full show in. The bitrate didn't go down, and we had good, appropriate number of viewers tonight. We appreciate everybody. You know that. We try to keep in touch with you on social media. You can do that. Don't forget, you can download the show from iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere else. Again, we're a bit behind on that, but we will I'm not behind. I did get them all up. They just didn't go up. So I'll make sure they go up this evening and tomorrow. In any case, thanks for joining us, and wave bye-bye to the nice people, Keith. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Nice.